Professor Kobi Michael, Senior Research Fellow at the INSS and Mishkaf Institute, as well as former Deputy Director General of the Israeli Ministry of Strategic Affairs. We also have Ariel here in the studio as well. Good to see you. I know a short while ago, about an hour ago, you were probably in your shelter or your mamad like the rest of us. I imagine not a surprise. They said they would, and they weren't lying.
Yes, good evening. They will continue making their efforts in order to retaliate. But I think that we are talking about a very confusing situation for Iran. Actually, Iran is in a very problematic strategic position, very vulnerable, very fragile country. And although we do respect Iran as a country and as a former empire or historical empire, I think that this is exactly that they are so humiliated and they are in such a problematic situation because for decades they tried to shape their image as the hegemonic power here in the Middle East, and they dared to threaten not only Israel but even superpowers like the United States of America. And I think that now everybody finds out that there is a very embarrassing gap between Iran that we thought it is and the Iran that we see.
Now, with that said, the president pledged to up the ante, but we saw just another, salvo. It was, less than 30 missiles. Does that indicate that the Air Force has been able to take out a lot of the missile silos throughout the country?
Not necessarily, although the achievements of the Israeli Air Force are tremendous. But I think that this is a sort of a humiliation economy of the Iranians, because they prepare themselves for a long war, or at least of some weeks forward, and therefore they want to keep their capacities to retaliate in each day. Otherwise, they will be in a very embarrassing situation. So they calculate their use with regard to the missiles. But I think that at the end of the day, we are talking about a limited number of missiles, and we have to remember that we damaged their capacities to continue manufacturing missiles. We began with that in October 26 last year attack, and we accomplished it in the current attack, and therefore we are talking about a limited number. I think that the estimation is about some further hundreds of missiles that they have, and they have to calculate their moves in this regard in order not to be too embarrassed.
Well, you're saying hundreds, not thousands?
As far as we know, they used to have something like 2,000. We destroyed some hundreds of them. They used some hundreds of them. So in a very, I would say, basic mathematics, I think that we are talking about some hundreds, maybe something like 1,000. But at the end of the day, this is a limited number.
All right. We'll be back.